Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma practitioners, this mechanical world we live in and pouring so much informations, and day by day our mind become busy with so much informations. So there is no way that we can turn back, and there is no way we can reject this new reality. But at the same time, once you able to be aware yourself, and without having any resistance or without having any struggle, you can make your journey happen successfully. And day by day, if you look very carefully, that our mind go to different directions. And sometimes ourselves, we become confused, we become so tired, and sometimes we get lost within our own mind with our own ideas. So this is not a new thing. Through the samsaric journey, eons by eons, this used to happen. And that's why we are lost even in this existence. And we don't know from where we came, and even we don't know where we go. But still, solution for that, you cannot go to psychic or astrologer or any kind of guru that whoever can tell about your past or the future, and you cannot depend on that. There is a place that you can find the solution for this all. That solution is remember yourself and be aware yourself and recognize where you are. Not from where you came, not where you're going. First, you have to see where you are. And once you recognize where you are in this very moment, that will show you who you are. So sometimes we try to understand who we are by analyzing our past and by analyzing our future plans. So that way we just only caught up with our imagination regarding the self. And see, sometimes people say when they get old, sometimes they say, oh, I used to do that. I used to do this. I used to be there. I used to be here. Like that. What's the point? You cannot do anything that whatever you used to do. And so it's already in your mind and create a kind of like a self-image. For the moment, it's not going to become applicable. Just imagine you watching basketball, or maybe you watching soccer, or maybe you watching cricket, or any kind of game, running, lifting, or anything. And maybe sometimes you become so proud about your past and then, oh, I used to do this like that way. But how about today? Why you cannot do it today? Have you ever recognized that what happened to you? You used to do something, but today you cannot do anything. So it is very important then, first you have to recognize where you are. So once you recognize in this moment, and in that very moment, going to show you who you are. And once you know where you are, and once you know who you are, And then naturally, it's going to give a wisdom and knowledge to understand the other people around you, who they are. And once you know that, you can ask, how are you? And sometimes without knowing where we are, who we are, and without knowing who they are, and sometimes we ask, how are you? Oh, just, we just kind of like a machine, that recorded tape. Oh, I'm fine, thank you. And how are you? So it's just automatically, when we learn English, that is something we practice first. If somebody asks, how are you? We learn to say that. Even we are in the middle of the hell, I am fine, thank you, because we don't know what is that. So then you have to remember, we caught up in words, we caught up in language, we caught up in the culture, we caught up in society, we caught up in methods, patterns, and then we go with it. And then we always get into the life believing achieving something is the right thing. And that's why we have checklist. It's like a pilot, when they get into that, they check everything, check, checklist. And then sometimes we have a do list. We are so into, do list. We so attached to that. If something missing out of that list, then we go crazy. And then how about the buy list? So there are some people, they have a, long list to buy. And when they complete with that, they become so happy. When they complete their checklist, they think they complete their life. And when the people complete their do list, they believe their life is going to be complete. And once the people complete their buy list, and then they become so happy. But life is something more than that. So that's why when it comes to meditation, it is something you have to remember yourself before you start to practice. To get out of this doing, achieving, gaining, that's kind of mindset. Because we saw in day-to-day life, from childhood to now, that is where we go. That is the current we build, gaining, achieving. But when it comes to tranquility state, there's nothing to achieve because you already complete. Can you imagine for a moment to get out of this, all the achievement and the resistance, and 100% to accept yourself for a moment? And sometimes when we come to that kind of, our own mind get disappointed. The very reason is that this self-centered image, self-centered mind is kind of like a lens. When people take pictures from cameras, like a professional, it's not autofocus, professional cameraman. They always have different lenses. And when they change the lens, that whatever they can capture, it's going to be different. Our mind the same. We have different lenses we use in day-to-day life, morning to night. And so much lenses we have. Sometimes we don't aware that we look at the world, we receive the perception filtering through the lenses. And then we go with these things. So the most dangerous and the most powerful and the misery is that most difficult lens is the self-centered view. So there was a lion. It's so young, strong, and wild. And that lion destroy everything. And sometimes so much energy. When that lion want to eat one animal, that lion go and kill 10, 20 animals, but eat only one animal. And then, it got disturbed by, for that other animals. And it's all other animals was so afraid. And then all other animals gathered and they had a gathering and all, they discussed, we cannot do this like this way. This lion go crazy, kill everybody. And very soon, all our, this community going to disappear from this jungle. So it is better we find a solution for this. So then what they did, they gathered and they came to a decision to go and discuss with the lion and come to an agreement. Every day, one animal come to in front of the lion to its own place, and then the lion no need to harm to any other animal and just kill and eat and get out of the hunger. And the lion, they went to the lion and had the meeting, and the lion was thinking, it's a 50-50, there's no fun. I want to have fun, when I want to eat. It's just not the food. But still, if it is come to in front of me, then there is something good also. So somehow, by the time, the lion agreed. Okay, then let it to come. And then from that day, every day, one deer, one cow, one monkey, so like that, different animal go and show in front of the lion, and the lion kill the animal and eat. And then by the time there was a time came for the little rabbit. The little rabbit was thinking what to do now. And so that day, rabbit was, found the carrot and having and eating the carrot and enjoying this and taking his time, and got little bit late. And then, so the lion was so hungry and got so mad. And by the time, so somehow the rabbit appeared, and the lion got so mad, disappointed. No. And why you got late? And even how small you are, you are not enough for me. Why they send only you? And the lion was so mad. The rabbit told, wait. Just listen what happened. Not only me. We came, 5 of us came. So then lion asked, what happened? On the way, there was another lion and told it is the king, the newly appointed king. And then what happened? 4 of my fellow friends eaten by that lion. Just only me escaped and survived and came to in front of you. The lion got so mad. And at the same time had the fear, disappointment. And then the rabbit told, if you want, come, I'll show you. And then the lion told, okay, let's go and see. And the rabbit took the lion, and there was a well. Calm, crystal clear water. And the rabbit told, look, the inside. And the lion slowly looked, and then it saw the bigger lion is there. And it looked like the stronger than this lion and looking, so confident and strong, because the reflection make it bigger. And the lion got shocked, mad, and angry, and ready to fight. So then what happened? Lion jumped into the well. So now, why it related to us? Remember, self-centered mind, your self-centered image the same. Maybe it brings the comfort to you, it brings the satisfaction to you, it brings the facilities to you, but there is a day come, your own self-image going to sabotage you. And that day, and we don't know, it is the very next moment, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we don't know when it's going to come. But when we depend on self-image, comparing things to that self-image and looking around the world, one day come, we're going to have the same situation like the lion. It is not the world, nothing wrong with anyone, but our own self-image start to reflect. And that day it becomes so bigger than we think. It becomes so stronger than think. And it will shatter our own mind to understand it is our own self-image. Why? Because you already developed the necessary inprofitable skills in you because of this self-centered mind. And then itself, that whatever appeared to you, you have no power to understand. This is my own self-image. So when it comes to that's why from the beginning it said, don't think this. I observe inhalation, exhalation. I do inhalation, exhalation. So like that, don't try to mention the I. But in the conventional life, for this, for day-to-day activities, to make everyone comfortable, we just hold the names and the forms, we go with this, then the ideas. But other than that, there is nothing. But the thing is, when we keep repeating, there is a time come. We cannot get out of the self. The idea, I am. Because that our self-image from childhood to now that we build and keep coming, accumulating eons by eons. It's kind of like a magnet. And then it's very difficult to get out. It's like this. When we say clock, bell, vehicle, cup, pen, paper. So like that, we always come to is. Pen is, bell is. So like that is. Clock is. So just imagine, you take the parts out of the clock and then you try to mention one wheel. And you cannot just say the wheel. You have to use the is. In the material world, when you come to explain something, there is nothing that you can explain without using the is, even when it comes to the present moment. Same like our self-image. When it comes to our perception or the experience with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, because of this habitual pattern and this nature of accumulation, not allow us to experience anything without I am. So then we caught up in that tangle. So the meditation is a method, little by little, you come to a point. Just to be in the moment of experience, even not without mentioning it is a kind of like a present moment. Because to mention the present moment, you have to have the past and the future. You have to take time to understand it. What is the meaning of present moment? It is just a convention. When it comes to the time, space, mind, and matter, we always use the tense, the time period. When we go with the time, we always mention the present moment. But when it comes to the deeper observation, so there are lens and conventional life of lens. When you observe material life of lens, when you put, you always have to go with the ease and the I am. But when it comes to the tranquility lens, just the observation, and then you're not going to compare to the past or the future. Whatever you experience, just you settle down in the moment. Because it is moment by moment happening, like a river, like a waterfall, like the sun. There is no some place stop, solid. There is nothing with this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body that there is solid experience going to happen. It always like energy in flow. So the tranquility state is you can't just come and settle down to that flow. And then out of that, once you come to that point, so before not before that point. So it's same like when you settle down with where you are, it will help you to understand, see who you are. Same like once you settle down with that flow, what will happen? You can use the vipassana lens. So in that vipassana lens, that is where you recognize how things come to be as they are. Just practice point of view, just imagine yourself. If you cannot recognize something as it is, how are you going to understand how it come to be as it is? Because you don't recognize what it is. So then with this perception in the moment, if your mind pouring information again and again and again and again, if you're looking to achieve something, or if you're trying to resisting deeper inside you with the desires or the hopes or the mind, then in the moment, in that very moment, you cannot recognize things as it is. So if you cannot recognize something as it is, how you can understand how it come to be as it is? Because you don't see anything as it is. So that is the mess that we are. And then we have no choice. And we have no choice. Why? Because we believe that is our choice. That's why we have no choice. But what the Buddha taught us, Buddha is the one who taught us, hey, no, there is another choice. That. Oh, Venerable Sir, what is that? That is your awareness. So once you settle down with the awareness, then you're going to understand something beyond the perception. So, but to recognize that awareness, you have to come to the where that awareness exists, not outside world. You can observe things in the outside world, nothing wrong with that, but you can help, you can get into tranquility state, but you cannot get into the liberation. That's why when it comes to the four foundations, contemplating the body, recognizing, so that is where the awareness lies. Contemplating the body, contemplating the feelings, and contemplating the mind, and also contemplating the phenomena or the whatever happening with this body. So once you recognize that within your own body, what is you going to recognize? You're going to see what is this self. Why? Because your self mean it representing your body, it representing your feelings, it representing your mind. And it representing your thoughts and your consciousness, this everything. So if you recognize your body, then if you bring the awareness to your body, and so with the now you are in a tranquility state. That means you completely able to see the body. So that to see the body, you have to come to the body. Otherwise, you cannot see the body. So from here, when you want to see higher mountain area, what you do, you go to the mountain. When you want to see the landscape, you go to the right spot. And when you travel on this freeways, highways, you see Vista Point. It gives a beautiful landscape. So in that point, you can see. So like that, for the wisdom, the Vista Point is your body, not here and there, not the past or the future or what happened in life or what other people said. No, it's about this moment of your body. So then first you have to come to and settle down with the body. Why? Because you have to come to the tranquility state to see things as it is. So then you have to see the body as the body. And otherwise you cannot, how are you going to understand it? It is not a rocket science, it's very simple. So then if you want to understand the body, let's come to the body and settle down there. So then try to do it in the beginning. So see, when you start to do that, now your mind go here and there, jumping here and there, it's not going to be in the body. Why? Because that is the current you already used to be always thinking, projecting, going here and there, dreaming. So that's why even you tried, it's like, something you throw and it's keep moving and you cannot, asking, praying, you cannot bring it back. It start to go according to the strength that you put. Then we don't need to go to the Einstein method, so kind of like that. But so our mind that already through the samsaric journey that we used to, to send the thoughts here and there. We are the one who responsible for that. You are the one who did it, not anybody else. And then what you have to do? You have to take that responsibility. Once you take that responsibility, half of the journey you done. And then start to settle down with the body. And once you settle down with the body, then you can see what is happening with the body, contemplating the body. And when you see the body, you see this body always change. You can see the feelings. Why? Because the now mind is in the body. So then you see the feelings. You see feelings also changing, and you see the mind. You see the mind changing. Not only that, there is another something you're going to see. The body happening, the feelings happening, the mind happening itself. What is the itself mean? According to necessary conditions in that moment. That is the wisdom you gain. Nothing else. You recognizing this body happening in this very moment according to the necessary conditions in that very moment. Not because of the condition in the past or not because of the condition in the future. In this very moment. And your feelings happening according to the very conditions in this very moment. And the mind also the same. Mind not happening because of the past or the future. The mind happening according to the very condition of this moment. And when you recognize this, all the three things, remember, the body happening according to the very necessary conditions in this very moment to have that whatever the condition need for a body, otherwise it's not going to happen. Just imagine that suddenly from a machine, suddenly that if it is start suck all the air, that oxygen, then suddenly this body not going to be like this. Or maybe that it suddenly put an electric wire to the body, this body not going to be like this. So if the suddenly earthquake happen, your body not going to be like this. It's going to be completely different. You go out of the balance. So then your body is like this because according to the necessary conditions in this very moment. Just maybe imagine there is a thunder come very next to you. Maybe that your ears start to destroy you. Maybe the pressure going to destroy you. So then everything happening according to the condition of this very moment. And then that is the body. So the feelings the same. According to all the perception, the feelings change. Even if you just change your cushion or the chair or the couch, what you feel going to change. Even the posture, what you feel going to change. Even the volume of your computer or the cell phone or whatever that you receive this, you're going to change. Even if somebody, come to the middle, then you're going to change. So then what you experience, so that whatever the feelings come to you, that also change. And the mind, the moment by moment thoughts happening, and that also going to change. Now say three things. Your body change according to the necessary conditions in that very moment, not because of the past or the future. Your feelings change according to the very condition of in that very moment, not because of the past or the future. Oh, I make you happy last year, then don't worry about that. I already did that. So like that, if you try to tell to your husband or the wife or the children, then, you know what will happen. And the mind also change according to the moment by moment, not because of the past or the future. See that whatever the happy moment you had, it all gone. Whatever the sad moment you had, that also gone. So now your body change according to the necessary conditions. Feelings change according to the necessary condition. Mind change according to the necessary. Recognizing these three things is become the fourth one, or Dhammanupassana. Or not the Dhammanupassana, contemplating the phenomena or the Dharmata. So in that very moment, you're going to recognize that the self that going to be in you, the self exists in you that as holding the self-image, this is me, is going to disappear. It is not an imagination. It is not any kind of theory. It is not a kind of, it is you have to experience it. And by practicing little by little, little by little, little by little, no matter whatever the life that you went through and so, but just in the moment, in now, get into that and see. And once you recognize this, and that is the moment you're going to get out of I am. When you get out of I am, you are equal to this entire universe. And you belong to the nature. You belong to that is the you start to merge and harmonize with this natural process. And once you harmonize with that, only one thing going to come out of you. Remember that. There's nothing else going to be. There's only one thing going to come out of you. So look at this earth and go and blame to it and hit it and dig it, grind it. It's going to be the same. And look at this wind. You inhale and exhale and again. So it it's keep going the same way. Look at this sun. It keep going the same way. Look at the sky. Look at the water, the very nature of the water. You go to the ocean, you blame it, you throw something, you hit it, you maybe with a very bad way, you can treat that, you can dump all the dirt, but it's still the very next day. It's going to be the same. So same like, even when you come back again in the very next life, anything not going to reject you. It's going to accept you as a part of it. So same like once you start to merge to that energy, what will happen out of you with your bodily, verbally, mentally action? You become like the earth. You become like the moon. You become like the sun. You become like the ocean. You become like the wind. You become like this sky, without any limitation, without any resistance, without any judgment. Only the compassion going to be there in your heart. That is the day you're going to experience the beauty of this journey. That is the day you're going to experience the highest form of human intellect. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vijjantu sabrogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vaham hotu. Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. bless you.